There are two main reasons I find for people sort of struggling with snacking and cravings in the evening. Danny, yeah, definitely. I can imagine that working in Costa Coffee you struggle with cakes. I can definitely imagine that's the thing. I think I would struggle too. Cake is 100% my Achilles heel. Anybody who knows me knows how much I love cake. In fact, I'm going to talk about this as well. Probably won't touch on it tonight, but I'm going to touch on it in the next video because I'm going to basically talk about a bit about cravings tonight, but I'm going to get into a lot of sort of strategies and tips next week about how to sort of get around this. So maybe tune in next week for that. But yeah, I feel your pain there. That would be a nightmare situation for me. So, two reasons why I find that people struggle with this. Number one is food related. So, firstly, are you eating enough food? Because I see so many people in these groups, eating 1,200 calories, just because that's the number nowadays. And I think the reason is because it's like the lowest that you can go to on MyFitnessPal before it gives you a warning. But I mean, everybody needs to eat different amounts. Like, there is no set amount that you need to eat. And that, I mean, that's another video for another time, but just stop eating 1,200 calories as a set thing. It's not a thing, okay? You can probably eat a lot more food, which will probably make you less hungry and make you snack less in the evening. So there's number one. Are you eating enough food in general? Two, no, because this would mean you could actually be hungry, right? Because you're not eating enough in the day. Another one, are you restricting yourself in the day? Okay, and then you're binging at the weekend, in the evening. Again, another common problem that I see, people restrict themselves so much during the day, and then their willpower gives out in the evening, and they're like, screw it, and then they eat a load of crap at night. So there's number two. And what you might find as well is, like, some people just prefer put more food in the evening. And if you do that, okay, it doesn't really matter. You don't have to. There's no set way that you have to split your food up throughout the day. If you prefer more food in the evening, eat more food in the evening. Okay, just save some more calories, eat less in the day, and eat more at night. Okay, so they're the main things that I see sort of like food-wise. The biggest one being that most people just aren't eating enough food, and then they wonder why they're so hungry at night, because you're not eating enough. But then you can also go into sort of like food quality. So I would say focus very much, just in general, in foods that are high in fibre and protein. So things like your meats, your fruit and veg, your oats, your legumes, potatoes are very satiating. Eggs, protein powders, seafood, whole grains, things like that. Because these basically keep you fuller for longer, okay? So focus more on those. Try and get more of those in your diet. I think that is an issue, but I think probably more what I see is this next topic, which is basically, it's a habit that they've developed, okay? Usually to fulfill a need, okay? So, are you stressed? Are you bored? And, are you using this kind of as a way to get, excuse me, to sort of fulfill this need, to feel more relaxed, to feel less stressed, to feel less bored? Because I know that, for example, I eat out of boredom. I know 100% that I eat out of boredom. So I make myself busy, basically. But I've noticed that over a period of time that I eat out of boredom. And I know other people as well that at night, they're bored. And so they eat to fulfill that boredom, if you know what I mean. So another one, stress. The evenings tend to be the time where we sit down, we relax, we unwind. We've had a crap day at work. Maybe the kids have been stressing us out. So we crack open the bottle of wine. We have a glass. And after a glass we think, I really like some chocolates. They make me feel even better. So I crack open the chocolates. And then half an hour later I'm like, got those sweets in the cupboard. I'll have those as well because they make me feel good too. And that's all it is. You're just fulfilling that need. I think as well, another one is it's literally just a habit. We watch TV, we eat snacks. They go together. Netflix and chill, right? The PG version of Netflix and chill, because it's before 9 o'clock. It's just, they go together. We say, right, we're going to watch a movie. Let's get some snacks to eat while we watch the movie. Let's get some popcorn. Let's get some chocolate. It's just a habit that we've learned to do. And I spoke about this in my private group the other day, because I'd noticed that what I do as a habit is, basically, I come home from work and I always have lunch when I get home from work. well, like my second lunch technically, which takes me 2 minutes to prepare. But I always go straight to the fridge to look for a quick snack that I can eat whilst I prepare my lunch. It takes 2 minutes to prepare, but I'm still looking for a snack to keep me going for those 2 minutes. Why? It's a habit that I've learned. I used to do it when I come home from school every day. First thing I did when I came home from school, go to the fridge. I still do it. It's a habit, you know? And I'll talk about how we can get out of that. But basically, it's just a habit that you do. We associate watching TV and winding down in the evening with eating food, essentially. Because food makes us feel better. And it fulfills things like boredom and stress. Well, it makes us feel relaxed. And, you know, what you need to kind of do is become aware of this, which is difficult. And I'll talk more about this next week. But essentially, once you identify the trigger, you can learn a new habit to fulfill that need. So like I've just said, maybe it's boredom. Maybe you're in the evenings, you're just bored. Maybe you're stressed. And food is either something to do to relieve this boredom. It's something that helps you to relax. You know, there's so many different emotions that this can fulfill for you. And what you need to do is find out what it is for you. Like I said, for me, it's boredom. I know I eat out of boredom. So what you will do is, let's say for example that you find that in the evenings you're stressed and eating food, having that glass of wine, etc., that makes you feel relaxed. Okay, so what you can do now, which by the way is fine, you know, if you're doing it in moderation, you know, glass of wine here and there is fine, bit of chocolate, no problem. But if it's becoming, we're talking more if it's becoming a bit of an issue, okay? So what you need to do is you need to find something else to relieve that for you, to give you that same sort of feeling that isn't food related. So let's say for example it's stress and you feel more relaxed when you eat in the evenings, when you're winding down. What you need to do is write out a list of activities that for you help you to feel relaxed. Could be anything, yoga, meditation, go for a walk, beat the crap out of a punch bag, whatever. Write these down, okay? Now the next time that you're sat there in the evening, you're like, you know, God, I'm so annoyed. What a crap day. You know, my boss this, my boss that, this guy this, that guy that. And then you're like, oh, really like a bit of chocolate right now. You're going to stop. You're going to use something what we call the three P's, which again, I'll talk about more next time. Pause, process, proceed. I'll get my P's out. And basically what you're going to do is, instead of reaching for the chocolate, you're going to do your activity. You're going to go for your walk. You're going to go and whack the punch bag, etc., whatever it is, okay? And essentially what you're kind of doing is you're just replacing one habit with another, okay? Now, sounds easy, right? It's not. It's simple, but it's not technically easy because this is going to take conscious effort for a while, okay? Because what you'll find is these habits that we've developed, they become subconscious. You know, we don't just sit there and think, oh my God, I've had such a crap day. Oh, I know what I need chocolate. You just literally go to the fridge and you get the chocolate, right? Oh no, I mean, you may do that actually, but most of the time it's subconscious. Okay? These habits that we develop, that feeling, that craving itself is subconscious. Yes, the decision is maybe more conscious, but the craving is subconscious. And, you know, we've developed that over years. Like I say, I've developed the habit of going to the fridge when I walk in the door since I was a teenager, you know, and I've constantly reinforced that since then. So there will be times where you can't do that, right? You can't go for a walk because you haven't thought about it enough, you haven't developed the new habit enough, and you literally just go to the fridge, okay? And that's fine, you know, it will take time. Like I said, maybe you've ingrained this habit you've got now over decades. So you're not instantly in 2 days going to flip the switch and automatically going to do this new thing, okay? So, because that's all habits are, they're just neural pathways that we develop over time, okay? So like I said, you're not going to be able to just flip the switch and all of a sudden go from one habit to the other. It's not how it works. But, like I said, they're just neural pathways. And basically, the more we use them, the more we strengthen them. So, you know, the less often that we decide to go to the fridge to relieve our stress, the more we weaken that connection as such. The more often that we go for a walk to relieve our stress, the more we strengthen that connection. So, and that's all it is. You're just sort of strengthening one and sort of weakening the other. But again, it's going to take time. You know, like I said, it probably took you decades to sort of ingrain that habit of going to the fridge to make you feel better. So you're not automatically going to be able to switch that one off and switch the one on that makes you go for a walk. It's just not that simple. But the more you do it, the more it will work, okay? And that's literally all it is. You're just kind of replacing one habit for the other. However, one habit, the habit you've got now, kind of pushes you away from your goals. Whereas your new habit, that moves you towards your new goals. Towards your goals, sorry. Okay? And that's literally all it is. It's, again, excuse me, like I said, it is simple, but it's not technically easy because it will take time. But again, you're just swapping one habit for the other. And that's it. They're the ones that I find that most people struggle with. It's usually a case of not eating enough, restricting too much, or maybe they just prefer more food in the evening, so move more food to the evenings. And the second one, it's just a habit. It's either just a habit that we do, you know, we just associate sitting down, watching TV with eating, or we're using the food to fulfill an emotional need. Boredom, stress, anger, whatever it is. And then essentially we just need to find a different habit that fulfills that need that isn't food related. So we just basically swap one habit for the other. And that's it. I'm pretty sure that's all I wanted to say. Check my notes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. So, if anyone has any questions, if anyone's watching live or back, you have a 1 minute warning because we know how much I hate staring at myself on the screen. If you're listening to the podcast now, you can probably switch off rather than hearing me yap. Although saying that actually, you know, make sure that you check out like the page and stuff, Nathan Bancroft Nutrition, just because I have all of the tips as well, etc. that aren't on the videos, etc. Posts, recipes, things like that. So make sure you check those out. And also, if you do listen to it on the podcast and you listen to it on Apple Podcasts, please do leave a review just because it helps. Again, everything just helps it to go out to more people, which is obviously my goal, to help as many people as I can. Same goes for the videos. Hit like, hit comment, leave a comment, hit share. Again, the more people that see it, the better. So please do that, even if you're not watching it live. I think that's it. So you got a 20-second warning because I don't like this bit. Even if you're not watching it, again, if you watch it on the replay, make sure you also tell me because I like to see people watching it back. Okay, we'll call it, guys. But again, even if you have a comment and you're not watching it live, you have a question, put it on there because I will see it and I will get back to you. Thanks as always for tuning in, and I shall see you on the next video. Have a nice weekend. Thank you.